you guys. Okay, so I'm going to come to you today with a tutorial on how I do my Bantu knots. I don't do this style often because I don't get maximum hold from this style. Like if I do it, it usually only lasts like a day or so. And so I usually don't do this often, but every now and then on a certain occasion I like this big curly hair, and I got a wedding to go to tomorrow, so I'm just kind of wanting this big curly hair look, so that is what I'm going for. So let's get right to it. So starting on fresh, clean, washed, detangled hair. My hair is in a dried state, and I am using, and I just separated into 4 braids. This is my flaxseed gel. I'm experimenting with this flaxseed gel, so stay tuned for a recipe. And then I'm also going to be using my homemade shea butter. Okay, getting right to it. I'm going to take these braids out. Again, these braids, my hair is clean and dry. I always do this in a dry state because Bantu knots take forever for my hair to dry. And I have a love-hate relationship with the way my Bantu knots come out. Okay, so I'm basically just finger detangling my hair and just separating it out. Okay, so I'm taking that large section and I'm dividing into 2 smaller sections. I'm going to clip that hair out of the way, and then I'm going to divide that small section into 2 subsections. So this is basically the size you'll get. I'm doing these in small sections about that size. So I'm going to take some of the shea butter, and I am just going to make sure I use a good amount. I use a generous amount because I want this to be weighed down. I have a lot of frizz in my hair, so I'm trying to get a sleeker, more sleek look, and I'm trying to get it laid down. So I'm going to make sure that that shea butter is saturated throughout the entire section. Again, I'm working on dry hair, so you really have to, you know, saturate it through. And then I'm going to be using the flaxseed gel. I told you guys earlier that I've been experimenting with this. Once I come up with the recipe I truly love, and I'm 100% sure, I will show you how I make it. But I've been liking the results so far on the flaxseed gel. So then I'm going to take my dimming brush and I'm going to comb that section through. I want this my curl pattern to completely take on the Bantu knots. So that's why I'm going to actually comb my hair out using the dimming brush and just smooth that hair out. Okay, so now the hair is all smooth. I made that section just a little bit smaller. It was kind of off balance. And I'm basically just taking that hair and moving out the way. So I got all the product in and the hair is smooth. I'm going to start twisting. I'm leaving a good amount out at the top. You see where I start twisting. You want to start twisting and leave that top part out, because if you start twisting closer to the root, your twist will be way too tight and your head would be throbbing. Trust me on that. So I'm leaving that top section out because I'm allowing room to twist, and then I'm just twisting the twist around that section and just twisting it over and wrapping it, just like you're kind of wrapping you know, you just keep tying it over. So I twist and tie. So I'll show you this again. Sometimes I use bobby pins, sometimes I don't. So I'll just show you what it looks like with the bobby pin. The bobby pin just adds the extra security in so your Bantu knots don't loosen. And sometimes I just don't use them. So I just wanted to show you what they look like in. But let's try this again. So I'll show you what this looks like again. I'm going to use the flaxseed gel. I'm using a pretty good amount because I want the hair to be completely saturated. And I rub that through, making sure that I get all through the hair and through the ends, and making sure that that's completely done. I then use my dimming brush to smooth the section through and comb out the hair. And after that, I start using the Bantu method. So again, remember to leave some space out up top. Start twisting the hair all the way down to the ends. And from there, you basically are going to just make, you know, a small little turn. And then you're going to wrap the hair over the hair, and then wrap that section over the first section, wrap that section over the next section, and continue. So I know you got to kind of play with this to get this method, but you start with that first knot and then you just continue wrapping it down kind of like a little cone, and you tie that section in, And if you want to secure with a bobby pin, you can. You don't necessarily have to. And that's it. So I'll repeat this section throughout the hair, each section, and I'm going to be making smaller sections, and I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done. Okay, so I just wanted to show you the first section. I have about 5 Bantu knots in. You can see the size of them, and I'm going to continue, but I just wanted to give you a quick shot. Okay, now I am done with the entire head. So you can see it's about, I have about 5 to 6 Bantu knots out of each of the 4 sections. I did away with the bobby pins, so I just wanted to show you how I do it, but like I said, you don't always need it. And that's it. So I am simply going to basically wrap my hair up with a satin cap, and I am going to go to sleep and wake up in the morning and pray that these curls are dry. Okay, it's the next morning. Let's check them out. My hair's been drying about 12 hours, and I am checking them out. I'm a little skeptical, so I hope this is going to be dry. Let's see. Now I'm taking this out. I'm fast forwarding this because I know the end result of this first time. And wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. Yep, look at it. Not dry, entire section. Look at the disappointment on that face. Okay, so basically I stopped and redid it on a different day, and here are the results. Okay, so it's a new day. I left this dry even longer, overnight, and basically about a day overnight, and then half of another day. So I would say about 17 hours. So I'm taking my coconut oil, and I'm just rubbing that through my hands before I remove these knots. And so basically I remove these knots by twisting them the opposite way that I twisted them. So I just take them and I just unravel them, just untwisting them the opposite way that I twisted them up. So they're really simple. I take them all down first before I do anything with them. So I just repeat this process, making sure that my hands are moisturized with the coconut oil, and I'm going to take the entire head down using the same method. Okay, so they are dry for the most part. A couple of them didn't turn out the way I wanted, but we're going to work with this. And so you can kind of see how shriveled up they are. You can see the curl. And now let's move on to the separating. So my hands still have a little coconut oil on them, and I'm just going to gently separate these Bantu knots. I basically use the natural separation of the hair to just really gently separate these. So I separate them. I usually separate them maybe into 3 or 4 smaller subsections, and I keep moving. You see that one's kind of frizzy. So I have a couple of the Bantu knots in there that didn't turn out completely right, but that always happens with me with Bantu knots. That's why I have a love-hate relationship. So again, I'm just going to repeat this method by dividing the hair up and separating it into smaller sections using the natural separation of the hair, and I'm going to do that for the entire head. So this is what it looks like after I've separated all of the sections of the hair. I have a little frizz. A couple sections didn't come out right, but I'm still working with it. Once I separate the hair, what I do is I give it a really good shake. This is just to kind of make sure all the hair is in place and just add that volume where it needs. So I shake the hair out, and from there I take my pick and I begin just in the roots of separating the, so you cannot see the parts in the hair, and then adding a little volume to the hair as well as stretching it out a little bit and elongating the hair. So I use that pick all throughout, and I only do it in the roots, just trying to separate that. And so essentially you could rock it this way. Like I said, I have a couple sections, like look at that curl. It didn't come out right, but I'm still gonna rock it. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. This style doesn't always work for me, but I love the results. I love the look of the curl pattern, so I'm gonna rock it. So from there, because I don't really like the couple sections that, you know, didn't come out well, what I'm gonna do, instead of just wearing it out, I'm just gonna take one side of the hair and I'm just gonna wrap it around. Just to kind of pin it back, just to give it a little different look and kind of hide some of the sections that didn't turn out too well.
and that is basically it. So this is my Bantu knot. Like I said, I love the curls. I have a love-hate relationship with this style because it takes forever to dry and I have inconsistent results, but I do like Bantu knots and this is how I do it. So if you guys have better luck, let me know and tell me what you think about this style. Here are all the views too. So you have the front, you have the sides. Let me show you the back of the hair. This is what it looks like. I posted a couple pics. Again, thanks you guys for watching and let me know what you think. Bye-bye.